Hi guys, this is Ashley back with another reading. This is a two-part reading, one on Normani and Nicki Minaj. I just want to see if they will make amends in the future. I told everybody 4 months ago that there was tension between Normani and Nicki Minaj. Nobody believed me until Nicki unfollows Normani a few days ago. As for Drake and Rihanna, I just want to do a reading on them to see if they will come back together in the future. Drake has been getting clowned, but I want to see if they are able to kind of patch things up, 5 to 10 years from now, look at Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. They dated in like 2003, 2004, and now they're dating again. How many years has passed by? 12 years, 15 years. So things like that could happen. So let's see. How does Normani... Actually, let me start off with this. How does Nicki Minaj feel about Normani? Let's start off with that. How does Nicki Minaj feel about Normani? Interesting. So we do have the Ten of Swords. That talks about betrayal. That talks about deceit. Okay? And then we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse, and that talks about disharmony. We also have, the King of Pentacles. That talks about, entrepreneurship, doing anything for money, to get further in life, the dark side of the industry. We also have the Chariot card in reverse. That talks about, a lack of direction, a lack of willpower. And then we also have this very interesting card, the Six of Pentacles in reverse. And that talks about unpaid debts. So I'm basically getting that Nicki kind of feels betrayed a little bit, in a sense, when it comes to Normani. I'm getting that she feels like, listen, I vouch for you. I gave you a look. I stuck up for you. And that's why the Six of Pentacles is here in reverse. That talks about, I did a lot for you and you don't really recognize it. Okay? I do feel like she respects Normani as an artist. She does feel like, she's a talented human being. But she doesn't all the way trust Normani. She does feel like she's a little bit deceitful in that she's just trying to move up further, in the industry like Megan Thee Stallion. Okay. The Eight of Cups, that talks about withdrawal. She's removing herself from the situation. She's removing her self from, Normani's, I guess, life, in a sense. Okay. Like, if you want to rock with them and you don't want to pay me no mind, or if you don't really, respect what I did for you, okay, I'm going to remove myself from the situation. I do feel like she does have compassion towards Normani. I do feel like she still cares about Normani. The Empress card is here, and that talks about somebody that's naturally nurturing, okay, trying to see the good in people. And that's why it probably took her months and months to really unfollow Normani, because in my opinion, I feel like Normani kind of was always acting a little distant in regards to Nicki Minaj since Wild Side came out. But Wild Side came out in July of 2021. We are in February. So it's almost like she tried to give her time to kind of, change her ways. Okay. But I do feel like Nicki does feel betrayed by Normani. Okay. How does Normani feel about Nicki Minaj? Normani, how does she feel about Nicki Minaj? Normani, how does Normani feel about Nicki Minaj? Okay, so this card comes out. The Death card is here in reverse. That talks about starting a new beginning. I'm getting the energy that Normani does want to mend that relationship. I do feel like Normani does want to make things right with Nicki Minaj. She doesn't know how to go about it, but she definitely does. The death card, that talks about a new beginning. Like, I want to start over, okay? The Ace of Cups in reverse, that talks about repressed emotions. So I feel like she does have love for Nicki Minaj as an artist, but I do feel like she's not really crazy about how Nicki Minaj moves. In a sense of, you know, we could have talked about this behind the scenes. It did not have to be you unfollow me, I unfollow you, and now it's all over social media. Okay? And then the Judgment card is here in reverse, and that talks about avoidance. So she was avoiding Nicki or distancing herself from Nicki Minaj. The Judgment card is here in reverse, and that talks about avoidance. The Seven of Wands, challenges. You know, she felt like the relationship was becoming a challenge. So I do feel like there is energy of, I have to love you from afar. I can't necessarily be too close to you. I don't really like the way you move. Okay? But I do feel like she does want to mend a relationship with Nicki Minaj because the Death card is here in reverse. And that talks about we can kind of start over from scratch. Okay? So let's see. Will Normani and Nicki Minaj mend a relationship in the future? Normani and Nicki Minaj, will they mend their relationship in the future? Will they be cool in the future? Interesting. The Three of Pentacles is here. That talks about collaboration, working together. I do feel like there's going to be somebody trying to bring them together. The Three of Pentacles, that talks about working with somebody. There's going to be a middle person involved. The King of Pentacles, that talks about money, obsession with wealth. And then the Ten of Swords in reverse, that talks about moving strategically. So somebody is going to try to get them to be cool, and in return that could result into some sort of music coming out. Okay, I feel like there's going to be a middle person here trying to mend that relationship. Okay, and then we also got the Nine of Pentacles, that talks about productivity. Okay, so I do feel like there is energy of them possibly working together in the future, or sitting down and having a conversation. And there's going to be somebody in the middle trying to mend that relationship between Nicki and Normani. Somebody that they're cool with. Let's see. Will Rihanna and Drake come back together in the future romantically? Rihanna and Drake. Will they come back together in the future romantically, Rihanna and Drake? Rihanna and Drake, will they come back together in the future romantically, Rihanna and Drake? The High Priestess card is here in reverse, and that talks about disconnection. But then we have the Queen of Cups, and that talks about compassion. I do feel like Rihanna does feel a little bit bad for Drake. Okay? She does feel bad that social media does drag him, or every time her and ASAP is doing something, they do put him in the middle of it. But I don't think she'll fully ever forgive him for cheating on her. The Ten of Swords is here. That talks about betrayal. But I do feel like there is I would say like a 30% chance of them coming back together. The Lovers card is here, which means that they still have love for each other. Despite what Rihanna does in the public, I think she still has a soft spot for Drake. I'm not going to say that's going to make her go back to him, okay? Because she's older now, she's wiser, and now she has a baby. But I don't feel like she hates Drake or she's trying to spite him in any type of way, okay? And then we also have the Empress card that talks about being nurturing, that talks about being caring. The Judgment card, okay, that talks about, people being critical, a new journey that could possibly start for them. So I do feel like I would say 5 years, 3 to 5 years, they could come back around and try to restart the relationship, but it may not necessarily be romantic. Okay? I would say 3 to 5 years. And let's see, how does ASAP Rocky feel about Drake? ASAP Rocky. How does he feel about Drake? Because Drake unfollowed him on Instagram way before it was even announced that she was pregnant. Okay, but people didn't notice it until the announcement came out. How does ASAP Rocky feel about Drake? I think he respects him as an artist. The Seven of Pentacles, that talks about long-term success, okay? The Knight of Wands, that talks about, success, entrepreneurship. I do feel like he is upset about the unfollow. The Five of Wands is here, and that talks about inner conflict. But I do feel like he does respect him, but he's like, now are we still kind of cool? Like, what's going on here? He feels like their relationship could be in limbo. The Ace of Swords is here in reverse, and that talks about a lack of direction. The Two of Cups in reverse. I do feel like Rihanna and ASAP do discuss Drake. Okay, they do talk about him, or they've talked about him in the past. I don't feel like it's every single day they just gossiping about Drake, but I do feel like they have talked about him in the past. The Hermit card, that talks about withdrawal. Okay, he feels like, Drake has basically shut the door in his face or doesn't really want to have a relationship with him. But he does respect him. The Emperor card, that talks about power. He knows that he really cannot beef with Drake at all because Drake holds a lot of power within the industry. And yes, Rihanna is powerful too, but that's fashion-wise. Musically, Rihanna doesn't have that same power because if she did, her album wouldn't have gotten leaked. Let's not forget about that. Nobody has ever tried to do that to the Queen of Music because guess what? She's powerful. The Queen of Pentacles, that talks about being a financially working parent. I kind of feel like ASAP Rocky is definitely gonna try to get Rihanna pregnant again, and he also will be benefiting more from this relationship. I do feel like he's gonna sign a lucrative deal because of his connection to Rihanna. So, I feel like he's definitely gonna benefit from this relationship. But ASAP Rocky's not willing to beef with Drake over Rihanna because he knows that Drake has a little bit pull in the industry. Okay, if you guys remember, Pusha T was supposed to be on Pop Smoke's album back in 2020. And his verse got removed because of Drake. And he already talked about that. So Drake knows what strings to pull. Okay? Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and have a great day.